Hey, everybody, it's Dave here. Sorry I'm late. That snuck up on us quite a bit, but I'm glad you're here to join me today. As we wrap down, we look at the final 2 minutes to see how this goes. Fig nuts, thank you for joining me, my friend. Thank you for joining me. Appreciate it. We've got it on. I'm hoping that Jonas shows up, maybe Tyler, and maybe we'll get Justin Day as well. Should turn on some more lights, I think. However, sitting in the dark isn't too bad. Actually, does this look better? No, let's do it this way. Sit in the dark for a minute as we watch the game wind down. Hey, Justin, you going to join me today, or are you spending time with your daughter? It is a fun day, and I see Jonas is in the green room. We're going to bring him on momentarily. Here we go. Let's go to the double. Bada boom, bada bing. How you doing, Jonas?
Overall I'm fine. Although I kind of feel like I'm in Groundhog Day. It's just, it's
Tip
okay. They
pass.
wrote it incomplete.
Okay.
It's once again a Vikings game where the Vikings shot themselves in the foot a lot, and once again it's so unnecessary that this game is close. They already should have won that by this point, and yeah.
Uh-huh. Yes, there was after the first half, I was fuming. Because it's
True.
self-made mistakes, and there's a sack.
Yeah. Oh, you're a little bit ahead of me, I think.
Yeah, Harrison Smith. That's the second time he's gotten in today.
Yeah. Terry and I think Ivan Pace and Davenport were into.
Yeah, Davenport.
Man, Davenport is having a second half. Man.
Yeah, it's nice to see him actually play.
Yep. But now we see why he was signed.
Yes. And if he can stay healthy, we'd be all right. Here we go. Timeout.
Is so important for the Vikings to have a second pass rushing threat, because for now it was just Daniel Hunter. There was nobody else who could generate any kind of pressure. So it's very refreshing to see that apparently if Marcus Davenport's on the field, he can be just that.
Yes, and that's what we want. That's the whole idea of bringing him on here. The whole fact that he was hurt makes you wonder. Here, that's better. Make my camera work less. As we sit in this commercial, since the Panthers took the time out.
I think I'm going to... No, that's better.
Yes, and now watch the Panthers will come out of timeout, do a scoring play, go for two, tie the ball game up, and we'll go into overtime.
Because, of course. And I wouldn't even be surprised if they would avoid overtime by doing some kind of stupid shit and get a turnover and possibly another defense score against them. I don't know. It's like this season there is no way that the Vikings can find to lose a game.
They are creative.
Yeah.
I would love to see them go from start to finish and just blow it out. Hey, Brian, welcome to the show. Yes, Dan, I know we're asking a lot. Stop the touchdown and the 2-point conversion. Yes, yes.
The Broncos tied the Bears?
Didn't they? I haven't looked.
They actually did.
Both those teams have issues.
Yeah, I think the Bears
were the only ones.
Bears were up by 2 scores and they were dominating, and apparently they aren't anymore.
Why ruin their reputation? And we have Justin in the green room going to triple screen.
But you know your defense is garbage if Justin Fields throws for 25 of 28 for 302 yards, 4 touchdowns, no wind. Like, if that's Justin Fields' line, your defense is really bad.
3rd and goal from 18. Snap back, drop. Looking.
Run around.
Plenty of time.
Run around.
Throws. Incomplete. Right, close. Throws away. 4th down. And they've got to go with it with 1:01 left. Hey, Justin, how are you doing today?
Well, we are 1 4th down stop away from victory.
Don't jinx it, please.
Against another 0-3 team. We're not the worst 0-3 team.
And how tough it's been, or it seems to have been this game, to get this.
All right, timeout Vikings. They, let the clock run down so we'll have a couple moments here. I mean, again, this team can't get out of its own way. First drive of the game, you're moving the ball down the field. Kirk's laid on the ball, 99 yards. It looked like, you remember that Madden trailer that came out, and they had Kirk against the Cowboys throwing a pick six, and they had Parsons knocking him down? That's exactly what that play was. Then they come back with a 3-and-out, and you're like, oh, boy. The defense gave up 3 points. It was a long drive, though, but they held them to 3. This defense has been outstanding today. Granted, it's Bryce Young and the Carolina Panthers, but to this point, they've given up 6 points and they've scored 7. So, all right, 4th down, 5 wide receivers, 3 to the left, 2 to the right.
It is obscene that we're sweating the end of the game.
Yes. Harrison Smith on the blitz. Harrison Smith with the sack. That's the ball game, ladies and gentlemen.
Well, you're ahead of us, but you should have live TV.
Yes, I
that
have live
is
TV.
Good. Harrison Smith's had himself a game today.
Yes, Harrison Smith has had himself a game. Marcus, I have to call him by his real name now, Davenport. You know
he
what?
Showed up.
You showed up
the
today.
Second half.
Absolutely. So again, they brought 5, and they didn't have the protection right. They got 3 guys coming on the left, and 2 linemen blocked 2 guys on the right. So that's what let Harrison Smith get free, and that'll be it. Now, again, they have 2 timeouts, so they might still get the ball back with, 10 seconds left if we don't get a first down. Alexander Madison up the middle for 3 yards. Be 2nd down. They've called timeout with 53 seconds, so let's do the math. If a play is 4 seconds, that's 49.
Oh, they dropped
40.
It. Or it looked like they dropped it. Nah. And they called timeout.
That's unfortunate. The Panthers had to call it that they took a timeout on that last drive for them, of course.
Right.
Because if they can hold them to not get a first down, they would have had 40 seconds left. As it stands, if I'm doing my math right, after the punt, they'll be under 10 seconds if they don't get a first down. So as long as they don't get a punt block, or if they pick up a first down, this game is ours.
Mm-hmm. Mary, glad to see you.
Yay!
This win makes you feel a little bit better today.
There you go. There we go. All right, handoff, Alexander Madison.
Ball security, you got that
2.
right.
Yes. Good to see you, though, Mary. Good to see you. All right, so it'll be 3rd and 7. There's 48 seconds left. So, yeah, even if they don't get a first down here, the clock will take 40 seconds plus the 3 seconds of the play. So, yeah, this barring an epic Viking screw-up of all time, this game is over. And I hope
Well, right now we're showing Madison with 16 carries for 92 yards and a 5.8 average. He had a decent day.
All right, Madison up the middle for 2 yards. And the fact that they didn't get him down, ran more time off the clock. All right, there's only 1 second difference between the game clock and the play clock. So literally the Vikings can snap the ball and kneel it without giving the ball over to Carolina. You'll see it on this play. He got stacked up in the middle, but running a bunch of time off the clock. So there you go. I don't know why the Vikings are waiting to just take a timeout. It's not that difficult. You line up, you snap the ball, and you take a knee because there's only 1 second left.
Yeah, but the clock stops on the change of possession.
Well, okay, yeah, okay, there's 2 seconds left on the clock. So you snap the ball and you just run, just backpedal a couple steps and then
run out the clock and then throw it away.
Run out and then throw it away, yes. Just have one of your wide receivers go to the side. Oh, well, a kneel wouldn't get to 2 seconds.
No,
so you don't
that's
want to do that.
Not a usual kneel. Just get the ball, backpedal a couple steps, and
run around, and then kneel.
And then kneel.
Yeah.
Just don't get hit.
Right. So they have 2 tight ends. And there goes Kirk. He's running around. He throws the ball out of bounds, and that's your ball game, ladies and gentlemen.
Vikings win. Final.
Hey, a 1-possession game. We finally win. Yay.
And the Vikings
and Adam Thielen is irate, saying that there should have been an intentional grounding, and he has a point. But even with an intentional grounding, it's a turnover on downs with no time left. I don't believe they would get a final play. I don't know why Kirk didn't throw it to Jefferson's side just to be safe with it, but
right, throw it at the ground.
Either way,
a worm burner.
Right. All right, I'm going to take a break and get to the studio, so I'll see you guys in a little bit.
Okay, sounds good. So what'd you think there, buddy?
Yeah, like I said, it was unnecessary that it was that close. The Panthers are a bad team. They showed they are a bad team today. This should have been at least a 2-score victory. Like, there's no way you should have to worry about not getting it done. Like, at the end of this game, it's been kind of the same game they had like the last few few games. They just had an opponent that was so bad that even the Vikings weren't able to beat themselves.
I know sometimes that feels like that, or I get that same feeling. But they did win, and we've got to give them that. A win's a win. A W is a W. They did as Fig Nuts noted. They beat the spread, which is good. Mary says her nurse is watching with her. Good for you, Mary. Good for you. Doc Proto's here. Afternoon, Doc. Justin is going to be back here momentarily, and Tyler should join us as well here in a bit. Yes, Harrison Smith had a heck of a game. You got to give it to the game ball to him. He was absolutely rocking it today. Just fantastic. What did his stats end up being? Harrison Smith, 14 tackles, 8 solo, 3 sacks, 2 tackles for loss, and 3 QB hits for Harrison Smith.
Well, I guess congratulations for being Defensive Player of the Week.
Yes, well, and that's good. Hey, I hope this fires him up the rest of the season. If he plays like that, gets a Pro Bowl bid, that should secure him in the Hall of Fame. But he's got to get that Pro Bowl bid this year to do that. 14-3 to the Super Bowl. Yes, Freddie, ever the optimist. Time of possession per Darren. Panthers 38-29. Vikings 21-39. Don't win many games when the time of possession is that tilted. Yes, you got that right, buddy. But the Vikings couldn't shoot themselves in the foot more than the Panthers did, even though they tried. Mary's got another nurse coming in. That's good. I know Mary watching games. She's probably screaming and everybody's wondering what the heck's happening. Wow. Vikings possession was 21-31. Okay, thank you, buddy. Thank you for appreciating that. And if you miss it, Darren and I are on Saturdays at 4 o'clock Central with a pregame show where we go over a couple of two different themes over the week, and then we get into the preview of this game. And we said yesterday this should be a game we win. And the Vikings did, though it wasn't easy. You got to think, those 2 turnovers, both those interceptions. And the first one where Kirk threw it late and behind that was returned for 99 yards. And then the second one that was the floater because he got bumped in his pass led to 10 points. If he wouldn't had that, those were 10 points you could take off the board for the Panthers, but it didn't. So, hey, as Freddie says, we'd boat race the Panthers without turnovers. Yes, they've got to clean up those turnovers, flat out and simple. Defense got some of them back. That wonderful strip sack by Harry, where one of them was in the right place and picked it up, was a good thing. Why is Ingram still starting? Great question. The obvious answer is because Dalton Risner isn't prepared enough, knowing the scheme, or he has yet to beat him out. It's one of those two. Doc says that's because you're hollering too loud, St. Mary. Yes, I'm sure she is, Doc. I'm sure she is. Yes, Dan, that's what we're just talking about. If we can stop turning over to football, we'd look like a decent football team. Everybody's praying for Mary, and we all are, that she feels better soon. Now let's go over some of those stats real quick. Kirk Cousins was 13 for 19 for 139 yards, 7.3 average, 2 touchdowns, and the aforementioned 2 interceptions. We had Alexander Madison, 17 for 95, total 6.5. Cam Akers, 5 for 40 with an 8-yard per average. What did you think of Cam Akers there, Jonas?
Yeah, it definitely looked good. He had some really good holes ahead of him. So, the Vikings run game in general looked really good today. The Panthers have one of the worst run defenses in the league. Especially that linebacker group is pretty bad. It's really a rough group, and the Vikings took advantage of that. So yeah,
and Lulu was playing a little bit dinged up, so that's what it was. When it comes to receptions, JJ led the group with 6 for 85 yards and a 14.2 average and 2 touchdowns. Who says Justin Jefferson can't catch touchdowns? TJ Hawkinson came in second with 24 yards, 12-yard average. KJ Osborne had 1 for 16. Cam Akers had 2 for 11. And Alexander Madison had 1 for 3 yards. So the passing game was not bad. It was effective most of the time. I didn't see any debilitating drops or miscues like before. Young Jordan Addison.
Those 2 picks.
Except for the 2 picks. Jordan Addison didn't get the ball at any time, which was surprising, even though he was targeted on that first pick, or not the first pick, on that long ball and it was short. He did get the DPI, however. Narenda, you don't care about the stats, just a W. Hey, there's a lot of people like you. Lots of people. The W is all that really matters, is can you win or not? And the Vikings just got their first one. And we don't have to hear back in 1962, the Chargers were able to go from 0-4 all the way to the playoffs, or 67 or whatever year that was. So that's a good thing. We're now 1-3. Let's see what's the rest of the division doing. Denver's ahead of Chicago.
The Bears are probably one of the biggest contenders for Caleb Williams right now. Like, they are really, really bad. I mean, you usually don't fire a new regime 2 years into their reign, but they might as well do that because
they're that bad.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and they tear it down, and they're still that bad. And they want to trade their disgruntled wide receiver. That came out earlier.
Yeah,
who's that?
I mean,
the Bears.
They want to trade Claypool?
Yep.
Didn't they just trade for him?
Yep, but they want to trade him now.
And they gave up the 32nd pick for him. So basically, if you don't count the fact that the Dolphins had to give up their first round pick, this was a first round pick they gave up for Chase Claypool, and
they're
right
only
now
asking like
rumor
5th
is
or 6th.
Yeah, they're asking for a 5th round pick.
Thanks for joining us, Freddie. We appreciate
so
you. Hit those like buttons on the way out. And if you don't already sub to the channels, hit that sub button. We got a victory to talk about, finally. Kirk Cousins hadn't lost 4 games in a row. Well, technically, he did lose the playoff game and then the 3 here. But regardless, we are 1-3. We're now going to spend a week trying to convince ourselves that we could beat the Kansas City Chiefs. I would say the defense is going to have a little more work to do. It's a step up in class from Bryce Young to Patrick Mahomes.
Oh, yes.
Offense can't afford to make that many mistakes. Offense ostensibly scored 7 points today. They scored 14 and they gave up 7. That's not going to work against the Kansas City Chiefs. That'll work against Carolina and Chicago, maybe. But having said that, we're going to celebrate a victory because, let's do this. Is Tyler joining, by the way?
He wasn't sure if he was going to make it or not. He's doing a one-man show over at Vikings Wire now, so he's been busting his tail.
Okay.
1.5. If Judd writes an article or 2 during the week.
Okay. Broncos take the lead on the Bears on a field goal with 32 seconds left. And they just turned it over on down. So the Bears will join the Carolina Panthers as the last 2 teams without a win. Actually, it wasn't a turnover down.
I think it was.
It was a Justin Field interception. I beg your pardon.
Get your stats straight.
Justin Fields was having a great game. Yeah, 4 touchdowns. Game-sealing interception, though. So
he started out like 9 for 9 and a perfect quarterback rating, and it just went up. And the Bills are tromping.
They are destroying the Dolphins.
That was surprising. That started out interesting with touchdowns. Like a tennis match.
Yeah.
And the Rams apparently blew a 23-point lead.
Wow.
They are tied against the Colts right now. They were up 23-0. It's 23-23 right now, with roughly 2 minutes remaining.
Damn.
Okay. Yeah, there's some funny stuff going on today. I mean, really, this season has been weird so far.
Yeah. Anthony Richardson from the middle of the third quarter on, he had a 35-yard touchdown run, a 2-point conversion, a 1-yard touchdown run, and then a 5-yard touchdown pass and a 2-point conversion pass. So, good for Anthony Richardson. Good for Anthony Richardson. But yeah, how the heck do the Rams 23-0? That's like the Gophers being up 31-10. Sorry, I couldn't help myself.
Or the Colts being up 33-0.
That's unbelievable. All right, so the Buccaneers are going to beat the Saints. So they're going to go to 3-1.
Oh, the Texans are going to beat the Steelers. That's a surprise.
Yeah. Another surprise, the Washington Commanders with 3:20 left in the fourth are tied with Philly at 24. Yeah, Washington was in that game the whole time. They had the lead at one point. So, but anyway, Justin Jefferson, he's good. He's really good. And he was a little frustrated.
Right.
May I ask you a question, Justin?
Oh, I'm sorry. I was looking at the scoreboard. Oh, wrong way. There you go, Mary. I had to, after the pregame show, I had to run to the liquor store. Good thing Minnesota now sells liquor on Sundays. But I digress. Because I opened the refrigerator right before the pregame show, and I only had one can in there. I'm like, this is not a one-can day.
Texas is weird. They don't sell hard alcohol on Sunday.
Oh, really?
But they do sell beer and wine after 10 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah. So this actually came about for years. Minnesota
had blue laws.
Car dealerships closed, liquor stores closed. Grocery stores could only sell 3-2 beer, and they can only sell it afternoon because apparently swiping on the grocery store before 11 o'clock was somehow different than after 12. But
they wanted everybody in church.
Yeah.
That's the reason for...
What's up, Roger? How you doing?
Hey, I don't think we have much more to talk about. We're both going to get ready for shows this week.
Mm-hmm.
And it's going to be interesting. And like you said, we'll probably try to convince ourselves that we can beat the Kansas City Chiefs in Minnesota if the fans are disciplined.
I don't think so, to be honest.
Jonas ain't holding back. We're both kind of... Jonas like, nah.
The thing is, against the Chiefs, with the defense we have, the Vikings have to play a perfect game on offense. And so far, they have shown everything but that they are capable of doing that. They don't only have to be clean, they have to be perfect. They really have to move the ball consistently. They have to show that this offense has a floor they can fall back on. And they can turn the ball over like ever.
Yeah.
No, and you could make the argument you can't kick a field goal, you can't punt, and you can't turn the ball over. You could make the argument that you have got to score touchdowns on every drive just to stay even with them. So it's one of those, if you stay even with them and you're down by 7 and you score a touchdown to go down by 1 with no time left or very little time left, you just go for 2. Yeah, they should. No, you're absolutely right.
Phil, that's what we're talking about. If it wasn't for the turnovers, it should have been. They've got to play. The turnovers are killing the team this year so far. Mm-hmm. It's the biggest major flag so far. If they clean those up.
As we talked about that game, the Colts just got the ball back with 1:32 left on 1:32 left, and the game is tied at 23, and they have 2 timeouts.
Yep. All right. But as far as beating the Chiefs, you've got to be perfect on offense. And you can say, well, that's not a fair expectation. Maybe not. But right now, 75% of the talent is on the offense. What you saw defensively today was great to see. It was. You, again, gave up 2 field goals and you scored your own touchdown. Okay. And in the second half, you turned it on. You dialed up
on offense.
On defense, I'm saying. On defense, They gave up 2 field goals and scored their own touchdown. But again, you're talking about a rookie quarterback in Bryce Young. You're talking about a pretty mediocre team. And it isn't like Bryce Young didn't complete some passes today. He looked pretty good for a rookie.
And he moved around in the pocket and stepped up and did all those nice things you want a quarterback to do. I agree. But anyways, guys, I'm going to call this one. I have things to do this afternoon. I want to go join some other or listen to some other post-game shows. We're going to celebrate this victory. We're going to have shows this week. I know Justin will. I do. And Jonas, are you going to be talking over in Germany on one of your podcasts?
Yeah, probably. I don't know if I'll be on the review tomorrow. Probably not, because my day tomorrow is pretty packed. But yeah, there will be a preview for the Chiefs game, and I hope that I'm gonna get to be on there.
What bet, Mary?
Yeah, which bet?
I'm curious on that one too.
But fig nuts, yes, absolutely. This ball security, yeah, the Les Steckel year, the Burnsy era, because Dennis Green's era and Mike Tyson, Chili, and Frazier, they were not this turnover prone. And again, I don't know if that's preparedness or just straight discipline, but they got to win today. So we're not going winless this year.
Nope.
Beyond that, oh boy, your next 3 games, you better get that Bears game. You better get that Bears game. Otherwise, I don't know. But we got one. Ladies and gentlemen, we got one.
Let's go get the next one. What do we say, Jonas?
SKOL Vikings.
Justin.
SKOL to the next episode. SKOL Vikings, baby.
SKOL Vikings. I'll hit the right button sometime. Aaron, thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe, and ring the bell. And share this episode with your friends and even your enemies. We'd love it. Thanks for watching Vikings First and SKOL. We are part of the Fans First Sports Network, and we appreciate each and every one of you. SKOL.